Greetings guys, my name's Eileo and welcome back to another account review. Now this is my very good buddy. He's been with me since pretty much the beginning of MSL. My good buddy, aka, even though it's Fuji up here, aka Feinel. Great guy, absolutely amazing. He's actually the one that started the whole snowball effect with account reviews. So right before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to him and all that he's contributed, especially to the channel. Like my intros and stuff, they've come from him. A lot of my aesthetically pleasing stuff has come from him because I'm nothing more than a filthy casual. But once again, shout out to you, my boy. I don't think I could do this without you. And let's go ahead and get this party started, boys. Alright, so Feinel, I went ahead and checked out your account. There's not a lot of issues going on here. I mean, obviously level 61 and you've been around for a while, even including your break. But I mean, there's a couple things I want to point out, so I just made it a list because it was more simpler for me to do it that way. But the number one deal, especially with your account, I'll just scroll while I'm talking, is trinkets. I feel like trinkets are really holding back some of your mons, and now I will personally admit that trinkets is always a problem for me as well. It's only been recently here, like this past actually probably month or so, where I've been like going hard in on trinkets and actually sacrificing a couple million gold every few days or every week when I feel the need to do so, and just improving my mons and beefing them up with trinkets. Because even if I don't use those mons in PvP, because my PvP mons already have trinkets on them, I still use those in Titans, and I still use them in places like Colossus and stuff of that nature. So it really benefits you, and not only that, but especially since you're doing World Boss, because I know you are, like everyone else, it's going to benefit you there too. It may not be like the end all for your score, it may not get you over 30 million, but it's going to bring you at least closer to that goal, especially with numerous mons getting up there. So number one, I would definitely say you got to work on my trinket. You got to work on the trinkets, my boy. You got to work on the trinkets. You got to get those trinkets down, especially for the mons that you do use for World Boss. Now, in case you guys don't know, I'm not sure if it's confirmed or not, but don't bring any healers in the World Boss either, because they don't really count for any damage at all. The theory is that maybe that their active doesn't really contribute because they're healing themselves and they're not doing actual damage. But don't bring healers into World Boss. So if you're taking that advice into mind, make sure you trinket up the mons that you're using, number one, for like PvP and Colossus first, and Titans, and then gem up the other mons that you're just using as placeholders for World Boss. But that was my first suggestion. For the most part, your Titan teams are fine. I did see like a lack of mons for fire, which isn't your fault. It's just bad luck in terms of the game, where you only have one fire shinobi. But I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that other than to donate or just to pray to 433, and we all know how that goes. We all know how that goes. It's basically roulette at this point, but I do hope you at least can earn another shinobi in the future just to help you balance out your team. I mean, actually there's two shinobis here, but even an Evo 3 shinobi is great to have. Same thing with your water team as well. I feel like if you had one more wet Balrona, which once again it's hard, I feel like your water team would be pretty solid, dude. You have two dark Indras, you have not a dark Harley, you have two water Indras, not dark Indras. Two water Indras, you have a water Harley. I feel like your team would be great with just an additional wet Balrona to keep you going. But other than that, I don't really see much of an issue there. Same thing with your wood team. You just need to pull maybe one or two more siege strikers, and in my opinion, I think you're good to go. Next up though, I want to point out to you real quick, your wood Phibian. One of them is fine, but this one right here, I'm not sure if you're using him. I'm assuming that you are, because he does have gems on him and he's fully skill booked up. But if you maybe forgot about him, but just take a look at his resist and fix that in the future. Obviously not a big deal because he is a debuffer at the end of the day, but just take a look at that. Next up though, in terms of mons that I would say that you need to work on, I would definitely bring up Dark Gatito over here. I'm not sure if you're using him currently, which if you aren't would make sense as to why he's kind of abandoned, but he has trinkets on him, he has maxed out gems, so I'm assuming that you are using him. Just book him up. Just book him up. You have 55 Gatito books. Just book him up so you can get the extra damage off of his 5-star skill, which is very useful in Colossus. So I definitely implore you to get that done whenever you have the spare gold. Obviously not priority number one, but get that up. I would also suggest to you, because you do have them in storage, get freaking Get Light Sig the Evo 3, man. Light Sig, great mon. Absolute great mon for Titans. I know you're into Titans, and I know you're trying to get like a higher PB and a higher score. Perfectly fine. Great mon. Get that dude up to Evo 3 when you have a chance, because I'm not sure what else you may be working on. And also, there's something else I need to point out with your account that has me absolutely like tweaked all the time, and it's the crit rate gems, man. It is the crit rate gems. Who was it? Who was it? It's Lupin. It's your Dark Lupin. Crit rate gems, man. I'm sure a lot of people do this. I try not to do it myself, even though I may be guilty at some point in time. Your Lupin is sitting at 83% crit rate right now, and obviously he does need crit, because doesn't his Siphon need it too? Actually, his Siphon doesn't need it, but Hunter needs it. But the thing is that you're sitting on a plus 12 gem right now with crit rate of 41%. Plus 12. 41%, my dude. 41%. What if I told you that this could go to 54%? What if I told you that you could get, at minimum, 13 more percent? What if I told you that? I mean, I'm not sure if you're using him or if he's just a playmon, but once again, if he has it and he's crit reliant, then I'm sure other mons have it. That right there just tweaks me, because I understand the whole concept of keeping gems at plus 12. There's nothing wrong with keeping gems at plus 12, especially not amazing gems with amazing subs on them. But if it's a crit rate gem for a mon that needs crit for their move to work, at least get that one to plus 15. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, my boy. That's it. Moving on though, you do have a Dark Merlin. Maybe you're in the future of trying to work towards getting him to Evo 3, because I did check out your mon box and you do have like a Merlin sitting over here. I think you have a couple of them, but you do have a Fire Merlin right there. You have a variant Water Merlin, which I think you pulled just recently, and I think that's pretty much it for the Merlins. So even with World Boss, you may need to take one Evo 2 Gleam, and then congratulations, you're done. Like, definitely worth it. Dark Merlin variant, 100% worth it, and he's going to be a staple not only for you in PvP offensively, but defensively as well. So definitely get him up when you can. I'm not sure how much focus you are on PvP right now, but if that was a big focus for you for PvP, get Dark Merlin up. For Titans, I would definitely say Light Sig as well, just for more damage. And in terms of PvP also, since you are working on Dark Merlin, or I'm assuming that you are going to work towards him in the future, you pretty much have all the mons that you need for a decent PvP team. Now, you know your boy's a filthy casual. I'm not an expert PvP player at all, but especially with a variant Dark Merlin, your PvP team, you could actually run Dark Merlin lead. You also have a Light Yuki, which is an absolute blessing. So Dark Merlin lead, Light Yuki. I also saw a Water Sha. We could bring Water Sha in there, because you know Mon's got some nasty resist. Even bringing in Dark Merlin doesn't totally negate their resist, but you have him with all kinds of resist on him as well. So you can Evo 3 him in the future whenever you get a chance. Not a super big deal. And then for your last mon, I saw that you had a Fire Valk in your inventory as well. I'm not sure what your plans are with her, but I feel like she would be a decent fit for now, because she does have the ability to CC quite quickly. And I feel like maybe if you want to bring in your Light Succubus, that could work as well. But my only fear with that is that if you bring in like Succubus, you are really only left with Light Yuki for CCing. So if Light Yuki dies, obviously Dark Merlin has CC on his 5-star skill as well. But if Light Yuki dies, then congratulations, my boy. There goes all of your damage, which is what I was thinking about. There goes all of your damage. Once again, a Light Leo would be great here as well, but actually, I'm only seeing one. I'm only seeing one, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can also bring in Dark Yuki because of the buff to saps, so that's something to keep in mind. Once again, I'm not a PvP expert, but you'll be running two mons that can do SP Siphon. You would have a Sapper on the team, and then Light Yuki, of course, with the lovely, lovely crowd control with her shocks, and then, of course, Sha Wujing to essentially shred their resist, because that's what you want to do, so you can CC them. And for your defensive team, I would say Dark Merlin. I didn't notice a Fire Nike, which I would 100% promote you having a Fire Nike, because Fire Nike just makes me want to curse when she's paired with Light Miho. You do have a Water Purse as well, which is splendid. Nice to know. She's Evo 3. She's already ready to go. And then, yeah, just run Dark Merlin lead again. And I think that's a solid team. Maybe it's not the world's best team. And maybe there's a lot better setups in my opinion. But from what I can tell from your mon box, I think that would be a very, very good setup. And if you can get creative, maybe throw in your Light Succubus, I believe. Which I did see down here. Where is she at? Yep, your Light Succubus. Do you have a Dark Succubus too? No? No? Okay, no Dark Succubus. But yeah, Dark Merlin lead, Light Miho, Fire Nike, and Water Purse, and whatever hidden that you want, because I'm not that very good with hiddens. I think would be a great team. And of course, I think you're holding out for Griffin when he comes back. Definitely pick up a Light Griffin as well, and hopefully you can get another Mon that is very good at CCing. If not, Light Griffin can always just replace Water Sha, or you can just have them replace each other depending on the situation. But, I mean, other than that, I don't really see much issues with your account other than the things that I mentioned for you to tweak. Definitely keep raising up the mons that you have to level 60, because it looks like you're working on your Fire Poseidon to get him to level 60, which is always great. When you do get a chance, get the healers up to level 60. I know it's not necessary, but me, I like just to have everything maxed out, because I'm nothing more than a casual that likes to have a whole bunch of level 60 mons in my box. Other than that, my only other suggestion to you, especially addressing golems, is of course it seems like sappers is very, very important in golems now, especially with the update of us having more floors. And at the time of this video, I'm not sure if Tower of Chaos, how chaotic that's going to be with the next 20 floors, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But I think Water Shaw will still be a solid mon there. But in terms of sappers, I did see your Dark Yuki here, but I wish that there was more, because I don't want to bring Light Yuki and golems, especially with their tanky stats. I didn't see a Water Artemis either, or a Fire Purse, so you might need to run with your Dark Yuki for now in terms of sap. It's nice that you have Water Shaw for resistance down as well, but I think the general consensus for B11 is pretty much just 2 wave clears if possible, and then 2 sappers, or a mon that can do resist down and preferably sap as well, or at least a mon that can do double sap. So 2 sappers and 2 wave clears at minimum is pretty much a consensus for B11. And even if it's a little bit longer than B10, like if you're taking a minute and 20 seconds or so, not a big deal. I would keep that one, because that's the one that I plan to run as well. But other than that, I think that's all the advice I can give you for right now. You shouldn't have any problem with Colossus or stuff like that, especially if you use your Gatito for Light and Dark Colossus. Just get them booked up. But other than that, yeah, boys, that's all that I have of my lovely constructive criticism from nothing more than a filthy casual. If you guys want an account review done, especially in this nature, feel free to leave a comment below in this video. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And to those of you that do have Discords, just letting you guys know that there was a bot named, I want to say, Shayana. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but the bot itself has been revived. I don't take any credit for the bot or the coding of the bot. I'm just a guy that is assisting on running it. That is also being updated as we speak. So I'm adding new mons in there, adding more skill books and stuff of that nature. And shout out to Duke Hazard for helping your boy through this process. So if you guys want to add it to your Discord, or you want to try it out because it's very, very handy to the guys that do know what the bot does, feel free to DM me on Discord, and hopefully we can get it added to your server as well. I do believe there is a hardcore limit on the server that the bot can be in, but we haven't hit that point. But yep, that's pretty much it for this review, you guys. I definitely appreciate your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out and be safe.